What is up, guys? You got Not the Worst here, bringing you the NA-EU launch for the Central Marketplace, which we got this week when the new patch was released. So we're going to go ahead and dive into it here because we didn't jump into it during the patch notes. So let's take a look here and see what's going on. I know a lot of listeners may have already gotten this on their server previously. You already have an understanding how it works, so maybe not the video for you. Or if you don't want to not listen to me read through this stuff and kind of explain as we go, you can just check out the link to this page right here, which is in the description right below you. With that said, let us get moving here. Central Market has been newly introduced. We will please read on to see how the new marketplace works. What are the benefits of the Central Market? Central Market now be accessed the same way as the old marketplace was accessed before, through the button on the escape menu and through a marketplace director NPC. You will be able to access the Central Market from anywhere via in-game or the mobile webpage, which is currently being worked on. Before, you had to physically wait until you were in front of the in-game marketplace for a long time to go to the exact city in order to retrieve the item that was sold or was not sold. This was a huge inconvenience while using the old marketplace. After this update, you'll be able to use the Central Marketplace with the silver and items with your Central Market warehouse in an easier and more accessible manner. Item prices will reflect the supply and demand of the economy. Before, items had a set price range regardless of their supply and demand. Now the price of items in Central Market will fluctuate and reflect the current market situation better so that items can be sold and bought at their appropriate prices. Certain items are excluded to this rule. Now for the Central Marketplace itself, you see a little window here of what do we got? A little purchase, little sell button, boom, Central Marketplace. When you talk to the Marketplace Director, if you have previous items that were still listed on the old Marketplace, you can click on Retrieve Items, diddly there. They'll pop up, you can cancel them out and hop on over to Central Marketplace. Before, you had to keep items in silver in your inventory or a town of storage, but the Central Marketplace will come with its own warehouse. We established that. Items that have varying pricings will be displayed separately, called volatile price items. To prevent abuse of the Central Market, the volatile price items will be shown on the first screen of the Central Market window to make it easily visible to all adventurers. Difference between a purchase and an order. You can use the purchase option to instantly buy any desired item as long as they're in stock. If you attempt to purchase an item at a price which is out of stock, an order will automatically be placed at your desired price. Popular and rare items were out of stock in the marketplace often. You'd have to invest a lot of time and bid for the item you wanted. Just place your order and wait for your turn. Placing orders in the Central Marketplace is different from the old Marketplace due to the following. You must select one of the three groups of different price options given to you when placing orders. So you can see, first you choose each enhancement level, so you select the range of them, 0 through 7, 8 through 10, 11, and 12, and you just click on each one individually, and then the 13 and above will actually show up in the panel by themselves, which it's going to say in this next little section. When you place an order for an enhanced item, the item with the lowest enhancement level within its group will be prioritized to be purchased. Accessories and equipment with enhancement level of 13 and above can only be purchased by placing an order. For example, if an order is placed for a weapon with enhancement level within the 0 to 7, the order will purchase an item with an enhancement of level 0, level plus 0. For plus 8 to plus 10, the order will be placed at plus 8, and for 11 to plus 12, the order will be placed for 11. Items will be registered in the Central Market without a delay. There was a 15-minute waiting time in the former marketplace. However, you can sell and register items without any waiting time in the new Central Market. All adventurers that have placed orders or listed items for sale will be displayed. Mobile website is currently not available. We get it. Watch the forums for when they update it, or subscribe to this channel to make sure that you get updates so that as soon as it goes live, you know we'll have a video announcing it and talking about how that works. Bing! Make sure to slap a like on this video and share with your friends. Moving on. In detail, what will change? Marketplace in the previous version, adventurers traded directly with each other through the marketplace. When adventurer A registers an item, adventurer B could buy it. Central Marketplace, adventurers will now trade with the Central Market instead. The market buys the items that adventurer A registers to sell. Then adventurer B comes along and buys the item off the market. Please note the market will only stock a set amount of items at a time. Selling items. When the marketplace director is not fully stocked on an item, you can sell the item to the marketplace director and get your silver right away. When the marketplace director is fully stocked on an item, you can register the item to be sold at a lower price than the current market price, and you will get the silver for them when other adventurers buy the item and make room for more stock. Is that how it's actually working? Because right now when you're listing the items, it's not selling them directly to the marketplace like they had originally explained, and like this document is explaining right here. Let's read on. We'll check in a second. Purchasing items. When the marketplace directors have an item in stock, you can buy it right away from the marketplace directors. When marketplace directors do not have the item in stock, you can place an order for an item at a price that is higher than the current market price. The set desired price window allows you to set the price of the item you wish to buy with your item with. The set price window shows your current market price and what other orders of other adventurers are placed. You can also select your desired price to purchase your item here. The total cost section shows you the total cost you would have to pay in case you decided to select an enhancement level of an item, which will bring about additional costs. You'll get the item when another adventurer sells the item to the marketplace directors. However, if there are a lot of adventurers who place orders for an item at the same price, the item will be sold to adventurers that place their orders first. That's incorrect. Why does this document still exist? Okay, so I guess we'll just go ahead and tell you now. Selling items, this actually doesn't work where the marketplace is not buying the item from you directly. If you list items in the marketplace, they sell once an order is made for them. So the only time you get money for them instantly is if an order is already placed. And once you go ahead and sell that item in place of the orders, you get your silver. If there's no orders for an item and you list it up, you're not going to get any silver regardless. There's none like stock, but you're not going to get your silver regardless. There has to be orders listed for it. Maybe it's the phrasing that they're using. They're claiming that the orders are the marketplace asking for the order because they have a buyer for it already. So it could be that you can twist these words enough to make it actually correct. But now that I'm reading this, although I skimmed through this when they first released it, this is actually incorrect. It's not first come, first serve at all. So the way that it's actually working, NA and EU, is it needs to be at the highest purchase order, and whoever has the highest purchase order that put their highest purchase order in first, or pre-order rather, in first, they have a higher chance of getting the item once it's sold to the marketplace, but it's still RNG. So anyone that's listed the item has a chance at getting it just the same. It's just the very first person has slightly better odds to actually get that item. So this is just completely wrong. Ignore this line entirely. Thank you, Black Desert, for keeping documents up that are not updated. How many pearl items can I list to sell? The number of pearl items registrable at the central marketplace will now depend on family fame. Registration count is reset. We did talk about this in the patch notes, but basically you get 5 by default, and then based on your fame you can get up to 30 additional items, so you get maximum of 35. There's no point crying about it, it's already here. Will taxes be the same as before? Yes, you'll receive 65% of the silver from your sales. If you're using a value pack, you'll receive 84.5%. Difference between the central market and the previous market in a nutshell, literally a chart explaining how that works, and also it doesn't actually work. I mean, again, I know I just said this, but adventure to marketplace to adventure is not how it's actually working, although you could phrase it that way so that this adventurer puts an order in for X item, so marketplace will buy the item from you immediately because it has an order and then fill the order, but really you're literally selling it directly to the adventurer. Don't need to read that. All right, so now let me get my game launched here and I will give you an example. Coming now. Okay, so first thing I want to mention before we check out the actual marketplace itself is just the storage. Now that you have marketplace storage, click on it from storage menu and then marketplace right here. So you have to deposit items from your inventory into whatever town you're in this case Altanova storage, to there. And then if you want to have it accessible from anywhere else or accessible in order to register it at the marketplace, you need to put it from your storage into the central market warehouse here, as well as silver. You can, if it's in your inventory, you can put it directly into the warehouse from the marketplace director as well, straight in from there. But the reason I want to mention this is because if you don't have any silver in your town, since you can access this from anywhere, the silver in your towns, you will need that if, like, let's say you're doing an enhancing session, you need to like cleanse gear or whatever, you can't access the marketplace silver unless you're at one of these dudes, so you'd need it in your bank in that area for whatever, repairing horse gear or whatever. So just wanted to mention that beforehand, because yeah, I took all the silver out in Velia when I did it earlier and repairing stuff was annoying. Anyways, so here's our central marketplace. This is the volatile items screen that they were talking about. So it tells, this updates at the top of the hour every hour, and it tells you what's gone up. So you can see we got some blood prices. They rose up from 550 from their original base price. You get the idea. And then it'll have boss items and cool stuff listed down here. We can see Geath went up this hour, Urgon's is climbing. It tells you all the things that are happening. It shows you when things are falling. The Schultz belts have been crashing all day long. Duo belt, obviously the good stuff is going to go up, the stuff that's purchased, because again, this is based on supply and demand. So let's take a look at selling and purchasing for it and see how that works. So we sold this bad boy, and actually I'm going to leave that up because I want to actually show you what they were saying, that's not correct in their notes there. If I take an item that I want to sell, let's say whatever, this copper ore here, as soon as I click on it, you know, it tells me how many, and you can see the items listed in here, and there's a ton, right? Like everybody's trying to sell it. So at minimum you can list it's for 263 a piece, and there's 47,000 of those, and the maximum at 289 there's 1,000 of those. Obviously this isn't going to sell whatsoever. They did say that when you can sell this item if it's out of stock or whatever, and the market will immediately buy it, and that's not actually true. It won't. Obviously it's in stock here, but it won't. It's only going to do it for things that have orders. So if I go to this beast draft that we have here, you can see we've got 241 orders at the maximum price of 800K. So we don't know if that's the ceiling max pre-order. This will either climb the following hour if this isn't the ceiling, or if it is the ceiling, it'll stay at 800K. And I'll kind of show you what I mean with sharps and hearts, since those are capped at the normal prices. So in this instance, I can sell this. I can list this item here. There's 241 orders. 241 people want to buy this right now. If I click register, boom, it's going to pop up and it sells instantly. Done. See, money went right in there. There's no collect or anything like that. For items like these, when we look at the Rosar short start, I have 2 listed here, and I put this up a little bit earlier because I got a new weapon for my lawn, but that's a different story. So when I listed this up, it actually sat on the market. There were none were registered at all. And of course it just sat there, and it didn't give me the money instantly like that because I wasn't filling an order, right? So I got 676 after the taxes on it. It actually lists it. It has to sit in this window, just like you see Rosar short sword sitting in this window here, and it's going to wait until somebody places an order for it. So it's not the central marketplace actually buying it from you. It's going to just sit up there until somebody purchases it, and then you can collect the silver from there, and then boom, we get 39 whatever after the amount. So that's how that works. Now let's look at purchasing, and I'm going to explain what's wrong in that item. Let's look at yeah, dandies will be pre-ordered, just whatever. Dandelion Great Bow, right? So here, once you click on Dandelion Great Bow, we see there's no registration for any of the types here. And here's the categories they were talking about: 0 to 7, 8 to 10, 11 to 12, and then 13, 14, and so on, listed individually from there. So if I go into the base dandy, we can see, or anywhere 0 to 7, it treats them whatever. The same, it would be sold as the regular one. We have 18 orders in at 124 mil. So if I wanted to, I could click in here and I wanted to put in a purchase order for mine as well at 124 million. When I do that, me along with 18 other people now have the chance to get the very next Dandelion Great Bow. It is not first come first serve, guaranteed not. The first person of these 18 people that put the order in first has a slightly higher chance to get the next Great Bow, but we don't know the exact odds for that. It just is slightly better odds for that first person. So if he gets the next one, then whoever has the oldest purchase order or pre-order before that now has slightly better odds of actually getting it. But I also have a chance of getting either one of those despite me being the 19th player put into this order. These guys down here will probably not be getting one for 113 mil. This was likely the cap on a previous hour, and they had these orders in. You have to kind of refresh it and check the latest update for what the order is. So that's how it works. There's some discrepancies with what they posted on the central market. Don't ask me why they decided to just post it incorrectly, but they did. So hopefully you get a little better feel for what's going on and how to work with it. If you're looking for large items like dandelions or whatever, you need to make sure you're checking it like pretty often, because as the demand continues to increase, those prices continue to increase as well, and you're going to see them continuously list and new orders being placed. If you have a order, those 4 orders that were below those other 18 people, it's not going to get you anywhere. You got to make sure you update it. Now what we're starting to see though is things are hitting points where they're at a purchasable price, or rather people are putting in, see, they don't want to pay more than 165 mil for the ogre ring. They've decided this was the amount. This is around what they were pre-ordering for previously on the old marketplace, but not entirely. Sometimes I did see them go as high as 190, and you can see if you wanted to right now, you could just flat out go and buy 56 ogre rings for 196 mil. So that's kind of a nice option. It just feels like you're overpaying coming from the old marketplace. I imagine we'll see this kind of even out a little over time, but kind of cool, because you never had access to 72 ogre rings at your fingertips if you have the money for it. Granted, you know, they were 95 mil before. So anyways, that's it for this video. Hopefully that helped you guys out a little bit. I figured maybe just showing you the example from the get-go would have done it, but I wanted to at least cover what they were saying in their central market update letter thing, which was just wrong. So there's that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like it if you did, subscribe, all that stuff. We already sold out earlier. So thanks guys for watching, and I will see you next time.